Cornwall's memory cafes, the volunteers' voices. What first inspired you to volunteer at a memory cafe?
Two friends of mine who were in the WI said, would you like to come and join us? We're volunteering, and I came along and I felt that was a good thing to do. I just volunteered straight away to be the secretary.
Well, we just moved to Cornwall. I needed to meet a group of new friends and I heard about it, and I'd been very worried about my memory, and it was invaluable because I went on a training day and a van came and showed us exactly what it was like for people with dementia, and I realised that it wasn't that at all, it was menopausal, which put my mind at rest. But there's such a lovely group of people that, I enjoy coming.
My dad had dementia, and I think I basically thought it can be quite lonely and difficult for family to be the carer. It changes your relationship with them, which is quite sad in a way, because you're more emotionally involved. So I probably came as much for the carers as I did the clients.
My friend Christine started the Hale Memory Cafe, and I came along to help her, really, that was it. And then I eventually ended up being in the events.
Head of entertainment?
Yes.
Our neighbour, sadly his wife became ill, and she's still in care after 8 or 9 years. But because of her, she started going to the Penzance Memory Cafe, so myself and Christine used to go there with them.
I'd retired, and then I saw the advert in the local village signpost magazine, and it just said we do singing, dancing, and that was me.
You were sold?
So I was sold.
Well, my husband had Alzheimer's, hadn't got a clue what it was all about, never heard of it before, and somebody said about coming to the memory cafe, and I thought I'd never get him there, because he's a sporty fella, And anyway, my daughter and son said, oh, you'll get tea and cakes, Dad, So that's why we came, because he came for tea and cakes. But gradually, over time, he really got to like it.
At the time, I volunteered at Penzance Memory Cafe and St Ives and Carbis Bay, and I realised there were a few people from Hale going to those, and there wasn't anything in Hale.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, there was a need. We average about 50 to 60 now, and that just shows what the need is.
My husband had Alzheimer's and dementia, and we started coming down, and he really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it too. And I thought, right, when I lose him, I'm going to come down and help out.
Well, I retired 16 years ago. My mum and dad had Alzheimer's. My gramp and gran in the 60s. My gramp was basically locked up in Buick Hospital. I went to visit him and he was chained to a bed. Now, in those days, they didn't know what Alzheimer's was. They just thought he'd gone mad. So that played on my mind a bit. And when Jodie said about it, I thought, yeah, I can do that, and became one of the founders. And we've been going into 17 years now, yeah.
I brought my wife up here, who went to the clinic in Helston for dementia, early onset dementia. And she came up here and I came up here. And as far as I was concerned, I was just bringing her. But then they go around about telling we need some new blood on the steering committee. So Sheila said, oh, David, go on. And I said, I'm only going on if you go on. So we both came on it.
I was in Rotary at the time, and we were setting up the memory cafes all over the place, and I just thought we needed one in Penryn. I think I was mayor at the time as well, so I with Jim, we set up this memory cafe.
My Jean was diagnosed with frontal lobe dementia. Then when we were talking about the memory cafe group and that, Jill and I got together and we said we should form one. I felt I had to be involved in something.
And they were advertising in the local doctor's surgery for volunteers here. So I thought, right, I'll give it a go.
It was 2007, my mum had dementia and she was in a nursing home and passed away. We decided to give the money to the Cornwall a branch of the Alzheimer's Society. They said they were going to open a memory cafe. We've been going ever since then.
Well, I retired and I wanted something to do, and I saw that the memory cafe were looking for volunteers. So my stepfather had Alzheimer's, so I thought I know something about it. So I went down and I joined straight away.
Well, I was retired. We'd moved down to Cornwall. I wanted to give something back, I suppose. I was a nurse, so I'm used to caring for people.
Well, I've always dealt in nursing adults with learning difficulties, and this sort of came up, and it's on a roll with all the things that I find interesting and find helping people with.
Because my husband had dementia, and he had died by then. He had Lewy body dementia, so I was very involved with him and dementia generally, really.
What's your favourite thing about being a memory cafe volunteer?
The camaraderie, definitely. I mean, you can hear the noise. It's really good. The volunteers all sort of spar off each other. You know, we're not coy or we use rude words and we say rude things. No, it's lovely and free and easy, and the fact that the people who come enjoy it so much.
I love chatting to people individually, and the ones who've got problems, and just helping them to bring back little bits of memory when you can.
I think for my mental health, mixing doing, seeing an end product, seeing people happy and bright, that's the payoff.
Inventing new things for them to do and then watching them and hearing them laughing.
Well, it's just meeting them. I mean, I don't know who said it, but I mean, a stranger is only a friend you've yet to meet. So you do meet a lot of people.
Well, just chatting with them all and getting to know them, and when we have music, getting them up, having a dance, because music seems to be, I think, a keen trigger with most people. That get up and, we have one lady and I say, we're dancing, yeah. I always use it first, I said, that's me, come on, first on the dance floor and last off.
Just meeting the people and just listening to them or helping them as much as I can.
It's the people who come, the people who are the volunteers who make it work, because they are a great team.
Just the companionship of the whole team, I think. Basically, it's helping me and just helping other people, because they're lovely.
Seeing the people coming along, enjoying themselves, and when we've got the sort of carers that are no longer caring, and they're coming on their own now, so it's worked really well.
It's a nice feeling to see all the people and do what you can.
Well, it's meeting all these people who have reached a stage in their lives where they need support, and being able to bring a little bit into their lives. I mean, there's people here who I share different interests with. There's a guy who's into music and the songs of the 1950s and 1960s, and every opportunity we get, we're singing those. And
It's just see people's faces. They come along, and some of them don't want to come and they get almost dragged along, but they come and they won't not come in the end. And last week we had somebody singing. We had a ukulele band. They thoroughly enjoyed it, and there were people that don't say anything or look at the ground, and they were tapping the table, even getting up and dancing.
Just the social side of it, and everybody is so happy.
It's got to be the people, really. Yeah, the people are very interesting. You look at them and a lot of them have had very interesting lives. They're interesting to talk to. There's lots of nice people.
I just think that the people seem to get so much enjoyment from it, and they keep coming week after month after month after month, and everybody really enjoys it.
I think without doubt it's that conversation that can develop out of just a theme that suddenly develops from the Memory Cafe, that time travels, so we can all head back to a time when we feel more comfortable and share conversations in a way as if we've known one another for a long time, but we've only met that afternoon, and it doesn't matter at all if that conversation has evaporated and we can't remember it. So it's just to have that in the moment, failure-free conversation, I think, is the glue that holds the Memory Cafes together.
If you had a magic wand, what would you change or improve for people living with dementia and their carers?
Accessibility to help and advice. My husband was then diagnosed with it. We actually struggled to find help, advice, and I know that somebody in there is struggling to find respite.
I think we need to go on being educated, and I think the general population needs to know what can trigger dementia to prevent it happening, really.
I would like Joe Public to be educated better to the needs. There's a lot of caring people out there, but there's a lot of quite shy people, and they probably skirt round people with a disability. I think if they were educated to know how happy they can be and how positive life can be for them.
A way of advertising them better. They're not. I don't really know. I don't get involved too much in, but I still think there is the way people find out about them and the way you know about them, I still think is a bit lacking.
I think sadly there's a lot of people who tend to think, well, someone else is going to do it. And it's not necessarily the case. But a lot of people, if they actually got involved, I'm sure they would really, really enjoy doing it. It's not depressing.
Just to let people know what it's like. I mean, it's all very well people saying, oh, they've got dementia, they put them in a home and all this, that and the other, but I couldn't have done that, you know, there's no way. And I've got family that help me anyway, so, you know, but I just wish they'd find a cure for it.
You know, like I talk to people who are desperate for respite, people who want some support, because I think in all their journeys they get to a point where it is like a mini crisis for them. They need to have that respite to be able to carry on caring.
It's difficult because they don't know what they want. Getting them involved in something that they enjoy, because it took me a lot to get him down here, so maybe if there was more
things
involvement for them.
Yes.
Yeah, and help for the carers too.
But we haven't seen the CPA, not their fault, since January. The caseload is so much. We need more people on the ground. Organisations are too top heavy, and including the NHS. So yeah, I think money needs to be pumped back locally.
I think what we need is more awareness of dementia. You've just got to raise awareness so that people who perhaps see somebody who's got short-term memory loss, oh, I know just the place for you to go for a couple of hours twice a month.
I don't think there's anything you could change in Cornwall. I think it's the area is very good for these type of organisations, Memory Cafe, because we found that all the people here, all the members, they all tend to know each other. They've grown up with their own family and that.
Oh, publicity really. We've been suffering here for a few weeks, even months now, where our numbers have dwindled.
I think for health service and social care managers to read the NHS NICE guidance and make that a reality for every person living with a diagnosis of dementia in Cornwall. But not only that, to really reach out to detect people in the early stages of their journey so that people are able to get support even without a formal diagnosis when they start to have the early onset symptoms.
I think although we're doing our best to help people with dementia here, I think there's certain things that really are not working. And I mean, we don't know the people who are their primary care people, so that we can't contact them, and then they keep changing all the time. And I think they are overworked. I get a bit frustrated, I have to say, with the support that some people are getting. Some people get great support, but some people are slipping through the net.
Purely to bring their memories back so that they can go back to enjoy life, especially the majority are elderly. So if they had, you know, a nice life in their old age.
Well, that's easy. It's just more services. I mean, the services are woefully inadequate, I think, you know, the people working in them have all got the right attitude and want to help, but there's not enough.
I sometimes think that a lot of people don't know about these things. I think that in Superdrug, places like that, where they could pick up a leaflet and read about it, and then it's up to them if they wish to come.
Someone said to me a long time ago that if you take someone with dementia for a walk, when you get back and you say, well, what have you done today? They wouldn't remember, but they will remember they've done something they've enjoyed.
Part 2 to follow.